honest words there. The Home Office actually says diversity should be an operational necessity and not a nice to have, and says local police leaders are best placed to make this happen. Well, we've got Adeeba Malik with us now from QED, a charity which helps disadvantaged communities. I wonder whether the answer might be for the Home Office to say you've got to recruit so many people, you have to do it.
Well, we know that the Home Office is very keen to look at this diversity issue. And, you've got some police forces that are better at it than others. But the reality is that there's still a huge room for improvement. And what saddens me is that I've been in this field for 25 years with QED, and we're still talking about this after so many years.
And yet, is it something to do with the fact that it's just not a very a pleasant occupation for people to think about?
I think it's two fundamental things, Harry. I think it's one, it's not seen as a career choice for some of these women. It's still seen as a male-dominated environment, and that, you know, the parents aren't maybe encouraging their daughters or their sister, you know, the girls in the family to think about this. And secondly, unfortunately, still, even now, through my conversations with different communities, it's the reputation and the image that the police still has amongst those communities. We see stop and search still increasing. We see issues around hate crimes still increasing, and there's that lack of trust and confidence.
And promotion.
And promotion. Because
I mean, why should you join any police force if you don't think you're going to get the chance of becoming an inspector and beyond?
Well, you know, it's one thing about recruiting and getting people in. It's another thing actually trying to keep them within the service and actually giving them the opportunity to progress. So it's not just about the recruitment, it's about retention, and it's about progression as well.
Now, you've been involved in this, as you say, for 20 years. What would you do to try and make this situation go away?
Well, I do three things, and we're talking to West Yorkshire Police about some of this. They've been to see us, they've asked for our advice and our thoughts. One is that they've got to engage, they've got to listen, and they've got to respond. Secondly, I'd advise them to be looking at a long-term plan. This is not going to just happen because the Prime Minister is telling forces to pull their socks up when reports are coming out. It's got to be a long-term, sustained plan, which is very clear about what he's wanting to achieve. And thirdly, we see the commitment from the Chief Constable D saying we want this, the senior management of these police forces. But what's really important is that commitment is actually filtered down the organisation, especially to middle managers, to get them to understand why diversity is important. It's not because it's politically correct, it's because it makes a business sense and there's a business case to reflect the diversity of the community, because that's when the police will have a better relationship with those communities.
Adeeba, thank you very much indeed.